the news stations had actually reported he was possibly on the phone. Now, at first, John and I said whether or not he was on the phone really doesn't matter at this point. But then when it continued on, and the rumors continued, and my daughter and sister were directly hurt by the rumors, I just want to make it clear that his phone is intact. The sheriff looked at it, and she said he had not even opened the response from Lindsay. It was still unopened. He was not talking. The reason that I find it so important is because, yes, texting and driving is dangerous. And it was what really bothered me when I got to let it hit me is that John and I it's kind of a family tradition. We like to watch on Sunday night ABC's Extreme Home Makeover. And Sunday night, before Joseph's accident, they had a family who lost their teenage daughter. She was texting and driving, and she lost control and was killed. And he called everyone in to sit down and watch it together. He said, this is very important, and I want you all to see it. The day before he died, and we talked about it all the time, you may not text and drive. If I call you and you're driving, pull over. Don't answer until you stop. Just, we have these conversations a lot. We do with all the children that drive. So, rumors are hurtful. We're going through enough pain. And I just want teenagers and adults, everyone, if you're going to be on your phone, pull over and just take care of business. It's not that important. It's not worth a life. But again, I want to reiterate, it is absolutely clear that there was 17 minutes between the text he sent and the accident. And he was only in his car for 3 minutes from the time he left his friend's house to the time the train collided with his truck. That's his job was shoveling snow for businesses in Austin. He worked for a private individual who he had just got done doing. So yes, the roads were bad. They were icy. The snow was blowing. Visibility was low. But the next day that we went out there to put his cross up, already the ice was gone. And you couldn't see any skid marks. You couldn't see anything that pertained to him, trying to stop or, and the visibility is bad in that very location. The trees and the shrubs come all the way up to the side of the road. There isn't a stop ahead sign. There isn't a speed limit sign. There are no rumble strips. And there are no lights or bars on the tracks. And there was no way possible there have been so many close calls there. There have been accidents there people have walked away from. I myself, almost in fog, knew the stop sign was coming, and you get up to the stop sign and you stop, and it's like, thank God I was smart enough to stop and knew it was coming because there was a train. So it's happened to 100 people.
Do you think they're going to change anything now?
That is what my family really wants to push for. Stop signs ahead, stop ahead signs, rumble strips, and flashing lights. Because if through this tragedy with our family, if we can save one more person, that's what we want to do. And they say it's not important. It's a county road, so it doesn't have that much traffic. But there's a farm supply store that sells anhydrous right there. And there's a house, kitty corner from that. How can it not be an important stop? What if somebody was coming through with an anhydrous tank? And they couldn't see because of those trees or bushes or, and they stopped and they continued on, and that would be horrendous. So the intersection needs to be fixed. It needs to be changed. And that's what we're gonna push for. We're gonna fight for it for Joe.
Anything else you want to let people know, or just
I just want to thank everyone. We'll be writing thank you notes for days and days to come. But thank you for all of the prayers, all of the love, the support, the food, the calls, the hugs. Even when people call or stop by and say, I just don't know what to say, that you don't have to say anything. It's seeing a face and getting a hug and knowing that people care, and people did care about my son. He was an amazing kid, and he loved life, and he loved everybody that he came in contact with. So he's a very special kid, and God needed him.